discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the sport. Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutritional content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing great today. And welcome to another episode. I was trying to hydrate my lips before John Mosquito comes here and calls me dry lips. Shout out to John Mosquito. But I hope you guys are doing amazing. And welcome to another episode of the Africa Today Show. My name is Joby. To those who are here for the first time, returning listeners and new subscribers, whatever you term yourself, but welcome. I hope you guys are having a great day. So far, it's been super rainy here in the 254 during the whole evening. I'd say the whole evening, actually, it's been raining from 4 p.m. Yeah, from 4 p.m. It's still drizzling outside even right now as we speak. But I hope your day on your end and the weather on you guys' end is amazing. I was talking to Keith earlier and he was saying on his end, it's super sunny. So I don't know the weather on you guys' end. I bet, of course, it's almost summertime. So I don't know. Let me know. Keep me updated. Shout out to Byron. Thank you for always keeping time. You know, you should teach the rest of the people like Unsunken One, 10 speed to keep time. But shout out to this amazing two gentlemen, literally. But it's exactly 2 minutes past 8 p.m. right here in the 254. And Karibuni sana of the month of May. He's taking you amazing so far. And Karibuni sana. Joby, don't forget about Jiba Jaba too. Jiba Jaba, you look great every day. Thank you. Yeah, Jiba Jaba too. Jiba Jaba. Yeah, but John Mosquito is always like on my nose every time, you know. When he sees me applying my lip gloss, he's like, I was about to tell you have some dry ass lips. I'm like, shit. I never have dry lips ever. You never find me with dry lips ever. Even when I'm at home, even when I'm just chilling somewhere, you'll never find me looking crazy. I'm always looking my best.
I find you not text me. Let me know we're live. I know that.
Well, again, I'm telling Byron, shout out to him for always keeping time. You should teach. I'm telling him you should teach the rest of you how to keep time. You know, because
I'll find that.
Yeah, I know you. Of course, you know the time when we're supposed to be starting. How is your day going so far?
I'm tired. Can't complain. How about your day? Your day's okay?
Mine has been good. I just started with I was late to work today because I woke up to no water and it ended up me causing tantrums in my apartment because my water bill has been really expensive since last year, November. And it's not
your water bill's high and your water's not on?
Yeah,
That's that.
exactly. So
Welcome,
that's
welcome,
what we
welcome to
pray.
Africa. That's the same. That's Africa again. The same shit people talking about in Ghana. The water don't even be on, and they send you a bill. The water don't even be on.
No, because it's so many times I've walked into that apartment. I don't have water most of the times. They have to tell me,
Wow.
oh, we're gonna bring someone to, and by the time they have to work on that water, I'm already late to work. And man, cold water. So there's just something I can't. No, I love cold showers, but in a hot environment. You see, like Tanzania, I can take a cold shower. Being
Because
honest, because it's so hot.
it's so hot. I don't like cold
But
showers.
Nairobi, it's
I don't like
cold.
cold showers
It's
at all. I can't wash my ass right.
Nairobi, it's cold, and then you expect me to take a cold shower. I mean, I was really frustrated today and so mad. And I had to talk to the landlord instead of the caretaker because the caretaker sometimes they're always lying to you. So I had to go. The fact that the good thing for personally, I'm dealing with the landlord himself on my apartment. It's the one I pay the rent to. So I had to call him like, hey, there's no water, and the fact that you guys have been charging me so expensive for the like since November 2000. That is, I'm talking about, I'd say $19, no, $15.
Where
No, let me say
where's the
$16.
where's the water coming from? Oh yeah,
The apartments, there are people who come and so we have like water
tanks.
tank lorries, yeah, lorries that come and fill the water on the tanks, and
Wow.
then yeah, that's like I don't know in this apartment how they do it, if they depend on the rainwater, because I never see water lorries here. I've never seen them here on the studio apartment, but I know in my apartment, like there are water lorries that come sometimes and they fill water. So I mean, I was mad today. That's why I was late for work. I was like, I'm not gonna pay for this water bill again if you guys cannot check what's wrong. And the fact that we keep on waking up to no water, I'm
Yeah,
not
how am I
doing this.
paying water? I'm paying water bills to you. So your water bills it goes to the landlord too.
Yeah, yeah.
See, okay, so you guys, yours is not municipal. It's not by like the city or nothing like that. So this goes
No.
into a tank, and that the tank goes into everybody's apartment.
Yeah, even here, like we
Okay,
pay
okay,
paying
okay. But I thought
when I'm
that,
paying rent and the water
yeah,
bill,
but
they all go together to the person who owns the building.
there's, yeah. So there's wow. So I thought that was from like I thought that place was hooked up to like in America, like it hooked up to like the sewer system.
Mm-mm. No,
Wow, no
no,
what wow, no what a scam.
exactly, and that's why
What
the
a
water bill.
scam.
That's why they can change the water bill prices how they want
Yeah.
sometimes. And
Yeah,
yeah,
no one is not it's not based on business. It's a scam. If I they charge you high shit, there's not even no water in the fucking place because you guys are shit that come from tanks. You can't
mm-hmm.
God. That's what I'm telling you.
Cause
Only this crazy shit can happen in Africa where nobody will riot, tear down shit. You couldn't even put no system like that in America and tell me somebody people would tear the goddamn place down. You out of your mind. How you gonna because it's basically our water bill is based on usage, Joby. How much do you use? It's got to be usage. Like yours, how much do you use? How much you pay? You can't just be no arbitrary. Oh, it's gonna be $15 because I say it is. That's what we're talking about. I ain't got no water. That's
because
arbitrary.
I remember the last time I was in the salon when the last time I did my hair. I was in the salon
Mhm.
and we're talking about the water bills, me and the salonist lady, and she was telling me
Okay.
about the bill she gets, and I was telling her the bill I get for the studio, which is actually the equal amount as hers. And then I told her the bill I get in my house. She's like, nah, someone is stealing from you. Someone is
Yeah.
definitely stealing from you,
Yeah, the guy, like, yeah,
literally.
he's still because it's arbitrary. He's just picking a number, make more money. He's just picking a number. It's arbitrary. So shit. So that's what's going on, Joey. He just because yours is not based on usage. It's arbitrary. It's not based
Because
on nothing.
I'm paying triple the money I pay in the studio, literally. Because the most amount that can go for here in the studio, it's maybe $6, $8 a month. Sometimes I may not tell Kid, like last month I didn't tell him the bill because I was like, this is too small, so I'll just combine it with the next month's bill so I can pay it all together. It is $11. But for me, I'm paying $16. Literally, I'm paying so much amount, and yet actually so many people in the studio. We flush the toilet consistently, we're using the water consistently, washing the utensils and all that. So I'm supposed to be getting a higher bill here than what I get in my house, because I'm barely in my house. And when I'm in my house, the only thing I do is cleaning during the weekend. I don't do cleaning every single time apart from just dishes. And then actually it's cleaning, which is generally, of course, with the dishes and everything. I don't do laundry, to be specific, because I told him the fact that I don't do laundry here, which I know costs a lot of money, you guys are scamming me. And the fact that I woke up to no water today, and you're telling me my bill is 2,200. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
2,200.
He's stealing from you. What are you talking about? Yours is not based.
No,
It's supposed to be based on usage, Joby. In a real world, a real kind,
that's what
your
you were
water bill is
telling
based
me.
on usage, not on some
No.
arbitrary shit.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. He was telling me that scam bullshit. Or your water is based on usage. I'm like, bruh, I'm never in this house. I don't do, and my laundry, because I know the amount of money I spend on laundry, I'm paying so much, even than what I used for laundry. Literally, what are you telling me?
He's
I'm
stealing
never
from
here.
them. Let me tell
So much.
that your landlord was a good man. He's a kind man. Because you can't be paying that much. It's based on usage, Joby. He can't be paying you, charging you the same price, and there's no water even in the building. You're talking about the water's not even working right. So that's usage. So your bill would come down. It can't be the same.
So I told him, he told me to get a new meter. He told me a meter I should get, because he's like, if it's not my usage, then they say the meter jumped. That's how the term they use. The meter jumped. So the meter might be destroyed. So I need to buy a new meter, which is my money.
You buy a new meter. That's his job. How about you buy a new meter? That's his job. Africa be fucked up, boy, about some shit. That's his job to buy the meter, not yours. You're his tenant. That's his job.
It's not like the studio shower has not been working for a minute. I didn't even realize actually it was not working.
You never said that. You guys will never do. You guys never use. You never told me. You guys will never use it.
Yeah, we don't use it because the heat it produces, it's not comfortable taking a shower there. But which I know we're supposed to change the shower, whatever, if it has a problem, because sometimes mine does that and I have to buy a new shower.
Shower head.
Yeah, shower head. So I have to buy a new one. But this one is completely not working. There's no water coming out. So there's a day I came here. I was chilling with Mark and some friends there, and I wanted to take a shower here actually very quickly. I'm like, since I'm around the studio, why not take a shower? I feel like showering, And I came to take a shower, and the shower is not working. And then I had to call the caretaker, like, hey, why isn't the shower working? Oh, so you have to buy a new one. I'm like, you guys are not gonna fix this. I have to buy a new shower. Like literally, I've already bought a new shower when I got here, like 2-3 of them. I'm not gonna. Nah, Joby, things don't work that way. I'm like, okay, cool. It's crazy. But anyway,
even if you had to buy this, they ain't gonna do about the water not working. Water would still come out even if you had a broken shower head. The water would still drip. It'd just be
the water is not coming out completely, so which means the shower head is completely blocked. We have to change it. It's completely blocked. Can't be used. We have to change it. So yeah, but anyway, karibuni sana once again. That is just my 2 seconds of. I wanted to get this out too, because I've not told anyone why I was not late to work. Why I was late to work, because I was mad. I was really mad today when I was coming to work. I was really, really mad because I was from having that heated conversation with my landlord. Like, yo, I'm late to work because of you guys bullshit, and you don't have a backup plan on the apartment of us getting spare water. I don't store water. This is not 1960. We're supposed to be storing water in the apartment. I live in a goddamn apartment. They're supposed to be flowing water every single time. I was really mad. It's crazy. But it's been on a Wednesday. We got some few history on a share. Apparently, I didn't know actually the USAID was part of the people who stole the black homes or the black Americans' lands. Let me just say that in simple terms. The USA has been involved in so many schemes, scams, especially when it comes to African people. I think that was last year or early 2024 when we saw America cutting the aid that majority comes to Africa, and which most of the puppets like Tinibu, Akainde Chilema, Ruto, and so many were very devastated when Trump made that move, saying that the USA is no longer going to be supporting most of this African aid, like they call it. So I want to share this video very quickly.
Because it's a scam.
Yeah, part of
African
our
aid,
history.
that's all the spies and NGOs hang out with. Shout out to even Torre for catching them NGOs again and calling them spies and locking their ass up.
And shout out to Africans for realizing that they didn't support Ibrahim Traore enough, and that's why he's in Kenya. Because if they supported him enough to understand what was happening there, this would not be happening in Kenya, where we have this guy in our country trying to extract mineral resources. Because that's the topic and the conversation in so many people that I'm meeting or anyone I'm sitting with. That's the conversation we're having. Like, damn, have you talked, because people know me as a journalist, that have you talked about Macron being in Kenya? I'm like, yeah, I've talked about Macron being in Kenya. What are your thoughts? Then I'm giving them my thoughts. They're like, yeah, I think the same thing. This guy is about to destroy Kenya so bad. We're about to be very much displaced. But history for today.
It's 1939, and you're at a county USDA office requesting a planting loan. Your white neighbor gets his before the first rain. You don't receive yours until the end of the season. The same form, two different results. And this is not rumor. It is documented facts. The USDA, the very same agency that is designed to help Black farmers, use delays, denials, and quiet retaliation to quietly push Black farmers off of their land. A federal judge said that USDA officials denied, delayed, and otherwise frustrated the applications of Black farmers. So join us today while we discuss how the USDA pushed Black farmers off of their land. And this is One Mic Black History. I'm your host, Country Boy. If you like stories like this, you can find more stories like this at OneMicHistory.com. But without further ado, let's get started. Right after the Civil War, Union General William Sherman set aside land for freed Black families. People called it 40 acres and a mule. Sometime later, that promise was taken back. Most families didn't get their land, and many became sharecroppers who operated on someone else's land for a small share of the crops. Even with these hard rules, Black land ownership grew. By the early 1900s, Black farmers owned and operated millions of acres of land, and on that land they built churches, schools, and co-ops. But then a new trouble hit. Boll weevils ruined cotton, tractors replaced field hands, and banks and merchants often refused fair credit to Black farmers. Some families moved north during the Great Migration, and others stayed and attempted to hold on. Yet, to understand this problem, we need to go back to the very beginning of the USDA. The USDA was created in 1862, and for more than a century, most of the people making decisions in the building were overwhelmingly white men. Black professionals were largely kept in segregated.
I mean, isn't it as always? That's been part of their history. They're the only people who make decisions when it comes to matters that involve Black people. There's never like a Black representative, and if there is, they must be a coon. They must be a puppet. Looking at like earlier when I had the video which about how we can't go back to the Berlin conference when we had white people making decisions about our continent, and there was not even a Black man present to make decisions regarding us. We had a bunch of white men talking about what they should and shouldn't do, even shouldn't, what they should do to us, to our lands, to our people, to our ancestors, to our generations. And this is still very much active. They make the decisions.
Yep. How about that?
Crazy.
Corners like the Negro Extension, which had very little power to decide who got what. And that matters because in farming, decisions about information, credit, and timing are life and death. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, the federal government rolled out the Big Farm programs. In 1933, Agricultural
For white
Adjustment
people.
Act paid
Not for Black
farmers
people.
to cut production.
Mhm.
to stabilize prices. On paper, that could help out struggling families, but in practice, local USDA offices let white landowners pocket these payments and evict black sharecroppers.
Now, when Joey gets done with this, pause that. Now, when Joey gets done with this, I want to play the first. It's gonna correlate the first video I sent her. I wanted to play. That's gonna correlate with exactly what she said. I know she's gonna bring this up. It's gonna correlate exactly what they're saying in this video. It's gonna correlate this. Because remember, white people never work for shit. They're giving goodies and giveaways, right? They never worked for nothing. Everything was given to them. And when you had to work and then come up, they would get jealous and burn your shit down to the ground. You know, if they couldn't do it or have it, they'd burn your shit up. Say you raped some ugly looking white woman. Always raping some ugly white broad. Rape the white woman, kill everybody and burn all your shit down. That was a scam. Somebody raped the white woman all the time. This ugly white woman with the flat, ugly white woman with the flat booty.
Exactly, because I'm like looking at black men, how they love booty so much. How did you even end up like, black men are obsessed with that's the thing I know about black men.
True.
You see, that's what oh God, it's crazy. Ended up because I shout to my stepmom. I think the only real reality she used to tell me is about because I don't know, it's because she was light skinned. Do I find her beautiful? Not really. I don't also know my dad saw in her. But anyway, she used to say light-skinned women are very ugly.
You talking about your stepmom you showed me?
Yeah.
That lady?
Yeah.
Good luck to your dad. Good luck to him. For me, that would be a hell no.
That's what I said. I don't know what he saw in her, because now looking at it that I'm grown, man, my mom was gorgeous. My mom was gorgeous. The second wife to my dad was dead gorgeous, like black. She's dark melanin, pretty, really pretty, and curvy. My stepmom, I don't know what this guy saw. Unless it's the lightness, I don't know.
Good
but
luck with that.
For me was that light-skinned women are ugly. It's just that they are loved because they're light-skinned. And now looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense.
Well, because a lot of light-skinned women are ugly. To me, never had nothing to do with your skin tone. But I do prefer darker-skinned women. But I've been with some light-skinned women as well. It's not my preference has always been. I'm attracted to darker-skinned women, but I've been with light-skinned women too. To me, you're ugly, whether you're light skin or dark skin. I never know. Because the color of your skin makes you more beautiful. But I will say, if you're a certain, color, usually those are ugly and you age like milk. So I'm just saying, if you got the old fade, I want to call them the C word because we're on YouTube now. You're talking about the C's. That's a rough look, Jack. Time they 28, they get the damn aging around the face. They got crop, what they call them, wrinkles in their eyes, them craw things that they call craw legs. What do they call them? Chicken feet, some shit. What do they call them? All the age. Oh man, it's rough. You get yourself one of those. One of them C's. My father. I'm gonna give you one of the Mzungus. Boy, they get 27. Good luck to you, nigga. Woo! 27.
At the same
look
time,
like 57. Go ahead.
New Deal programs like the Farm Security Administration gave out rehabilitation and tenant purchase loans, but black farmers got fewer and smaller loans, if they got any.
They didn't get any. Exactly.
There was a deep shift happening. The USDA threw its weight behind its vision of modern agriculture. Capital-intensive research technology helped steer farmers toward bigger tractors, bigger acreage, and bigger everything. If you had capital, you got more. If you didn't, you were nudged.
Pause it, Joby. And created the institutions, right? They created the institution because the white man couldn't farm. He's a moron. So they're bringing all these white idiots from Europe, right? After the Civil War, because us as black people, we outpopulated, so they needed more white people in the country. And when they brought these poor ass, stinking ass Mzungus over to America, in the early 1900s. The ones that tell you to go back to Africa and just got it 2 days ago. Most white people in America were not here. They just got here 2 days ago. Okay? To Ellis Island, these are facts. So when they talk about they're Americans and I've been here, that's baloney. The majority of American white people came to America a little over 100 years ago. They wouldn't remember America's gonna turn 250 years this 4th of July, Independence Day. None of these white people were here. Just like Trump's family just got here. They all just got here after the blacks had already built the country, after the Civil War and everything like that. So they were given, again, goodies and giveaways. They were taught how to farm. So what did America do for white people? They built agricultural college. Remember? That's when you go around America, every state has an A&T college, standing for agriculture and technology. You have a North Carolina A&T, you got a Texas A&T, you got a Florida A&T, you got a Georgia A&T, you got an Alabama A&T. They built Pacific colleges to teach these moronic ass white people how to farm. Specifically. So you're talking about the giveaways. They built institutions when they stole land to make sure these white people could farm the land, produce shit on the land, because they sent them to college for free at agricultural and technology colleges. Do this for me real quick, Joe. Just keep that open. Ask Google, say when did the agricultural colleges started popping up around the United States? And you see the influx of these white immigrants because they couldn't farm. They were stupid. They morons. Remember the dump come from backward poor ass Europe, sleeping in their own shit and piss.
Agricultural colleges really started popping up in America during the second half of the 19th century.
Told you.
That is,
there you go. Second half of the 19th century. There you go. Second half of the 19th century when they started bringing them in here. That's after the Civil War, like I said. But go ahead, Joe. What was saying?
The boom began in 1855 with the founding of the nation's first dedicated agricultural college, Michigan State University.
Okay, so Michigan State was the first one. I didn't know that. Okay, so that's the first one. And they're going to start building all of them everywhere for white people. That's why you never learn this in none of your history. None of your college history would teach you this. They built the institutions to teach these white backward bastards to farm. The land they were stealing. Okay? They built the institutions. See, white supremacy doesn't work without finance and without capitalism, the economy. So they built the economy for white people so they can succeed. Okay? That's what they do. Go ahead, Joby.
In 1962, the Morrill Act, President Lincoln signed this landmark legislation into law. It granted federal land to every state to fund and establish college-funded
federal land to every state. So I'm just saying, I want you guys to know that. See, most of y'all don't know the way all these, when you go around all around America, a lot of us can't travel. You ever travel like me, I've been everywhere. You know there's A&T. That's why I know there's an A&T college in every state. And there you go. President Lincoln signed that to give free land and free money to build these colleges for white people to teach them how to farm. Not only that, after they taught them how to farm, they were given free equipment and free seeds and free everything with these loans. They were never loans. Those were grants. So they were giving them money to farm, the technology out of farm, and the equipment. See, free goodies and giveaways to make sure they would be prosperous in land that they stole. Go ahead, Joby.
In 1863 to 1870s, the state quickly took advantage of the land grants.
Of course, grants, see, free. Grants, not a loan. Grant, go ahead.
Kansas, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Kansas State Agriculture College, now Kansas State University.
It's Kansas. You got it right. It's Kansas. Kansas.
Yeah. It became operational at the first land grant college in 1863, followed by the schools like Iowa State University and the University of Nebraska as
Hmm.
agricultural colleges began dotting to the American landscape. And in
Everywhere,
19,
you'll be naming all these new, remember those are new states they were stealing from the Indians. Nebraska, Kansas, those are all lands they were stealing. So white people can come. See, remember, with them it's always theft, stealing. And they stole that land, started building up wealth. Now this made people millionaires. Farms, giving lands. Because they was remember they had to build the cars to teach these morons. They didn't know how to farm. So they built institutions to back the theft. And your black ass wasn't allowed to go. Go ahead, Joe.
and in 1890, the Second Morrill Act, this provided further funding and led to the creation of many historical black colleges and universities that specialized in agriculture and mechanic education.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me continue now with
That
you.
hit black farmers especially hard because they were systematically being denied capital
Exactly.
since
Locked out.
emancipation. And then
Right,
there was the
nigga.
basic
You
things that they
you
needed to
dirty
survive.
nigga. We're not gonna allow you to make no money, have a farm, and do right. And eventually we're gonna start stealing that land that you bought.
Credit, seeds, equipment, information. The U.S. Commission on Civil Rights later described the USDA's programs as erecting high hurdles, often barriers, for minorities seeking allotments, loans, and even basic program information. This is the foundation. But what comes next is the day to day gatekeeping. If farming is a race against the season, delay is defeat. The Farmers Home Administration, meant to be the lender of last resort, became a tool of picking winners and losers. Over time, the Farmers
Of
Home
course.
Administration and the other USDA lending arms shifted attention away from poor farmers more towards solvent white operations and even picking
Mhm.
community projects like pools and golf courses. But how did this discrimination show up? It was in quiet places like waiting rooms and filing cabinets. Black farmers would apply for operational loans January and February when they needed to buy seed and fertilizer. Local USDA officials who held enormous discretion would wait on the paperwork until April, then May, then
When farming
June.
season's
By
over.
the time the loan was approved, if it was approved at all, the planting season was over. And that delay could be as deadly as a denial. The numbers tell the story. As recently as 2022, the USDA data shows that black farmers were approved for direct loans at only about 36% of the time, compared to 72% of the time for white applicants. Black farmers are rejected at the highest rate of any group.
Of
And
course.
this is not ancient history.
Because you're supposed to
Even
be on the
the
bottom.
king
Every
often
system, remember the
treats
system, white
farmers
on top, black on the bottom. See, if you understand the system you live under and not having power, you're going to understand why the racism is always pit towards you globally. Globally. It's global, not just America. It's a global thing. It's globally. Go ahead, Joe.
describe being pushed into restrictive loan terms, setting them up to fail. Requirements to buy certain equipment, plant certain crops, work with certain suppliers. The USDA staff might supervise a black farmer into debt, withholding timely distributions, then foreclose. One documented case, a farmer was told that he was approved, went out and purchased livestock based on their approval. Then the loan was yanked and he had to sell the property to cover the debt that the USDA helped create.
It's
With
always
all this
always
came
so wicked.
humiliation
You
as
know,
they
they're so wicked, so evil. And I want you to know that's why we're gonna talk about disclosure. That's why I told they're created to be wicked, and you need to know this. Creation. They're created to be wicked and evil, and that's who they are. You can't never change that. So once you know someone's created to be wicked and evil, you understand what you're fighting. You can't love them to death like Africans believe globally. Oh, you teach them how to be good. No, can't teach a fox not to go in the fucking chicken coop. Okay? Can't tell a wolf not to be a fucking wolf. Gonna be a wolf. It's his nature. Their nature is evil. That's just a fact. No, but I go, oh, they change through time, all that shit you want to do. All that wringing your hands in church, praying to Jesus, Allah, these people change. No, they don't. So you waste your time trying to say we're going to heal their soul, all that goofy Bible shit. They're going to heal their soul. We're going to heal their soul and pray for them. Okay, good luck with that. Go ahead, Joe.
Part of the process. County office employees often use slurs. They refuse courtesy titles, call grown men by their first names. One black farmer recalled being told all you needed was a mule and a plow. That's not advice. That's contempt. And these delays, they weren't just months. Black applicants often experienced a process that took 3 times longer than white applicants. In farming, those kind of delays meant missing the season, missing revenue, and often
stole all your
losing
land.
the land that was used
right.
as collateral.
Exactly. Stole all your land. That's the whole thing.
Wasn't the only
to get the land back. The whole thing is to get the land out of your hands, either by hook or crook. That's why we own less land today than we've ever owned 100 years ago. The thing was to get the land up out of here by hook or crook, any way possible. You had no, like I said, we couldn't go through any justice, didn't have any power. Who we gonna complain to? Same white people that's fucking us over? Same white man that's fucking us in the ass? Hey, daddy, white daddy, can you stop fucking me in the ass? You know, who the fuck we gonna complain to? Who we gonna complain to?
It's crazy. I was using Ali, I was like, let me quote Kate. They're sucking their dick head.
So, information was another. The Agricultural Stability and Conservation Service decided acreage allotments and distributed funds. The county committees, all white. Black farmers were effectively shut out of the rooms where decisions were being made. If you control who's on the committee, you could control who hears about opportunities and who gets the allotments that determine where your crop was legal and profitable. The Federal Extension Service delivered new techniques, pest control, access to demos, federal programs, but black farmers, extension agents were often denied information by white supervisors, given inferior offices and equipment, and discouraged from serving the very farmers who needed them the most. Many black farmers never learned about certain USDA offices or programs even existed for them. Imagine you
were never gonna get it no way.
Tied behind your back and a blindfold on. By the time of the Civil Rights Movement and after Brown versus the Board of Education, some USDA offices in the South used their power to punish black political participation. It would look something like this: denying an operational loan if you were a member of the NAACP.
If you try to go vote and get your human rights, they always say, told you, never believe that human rights, civil rights shit these white people talk. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's always some political scheme. Now you try to go get your human rights, which is voting rights, human rights. They cut off your, they say no loan for you, nigga. No farm for you. Steal your land. How dare you decide try to vote for freedom and not be a bum ass nigga? How dare you? It's always wrapped in some evil shit. It's always evil.
I was saying earlier, the same people who speak about human rights, they're the biggest violators about.
They're the big violators. Exactly. That was your boy Balsam. He said exactly. He was telling you about human rights. They've been the worst human rights offenders in the world. Exactly. Because that's a scam, Joe. Once they steal, they don't want you to react by trying to get your shit back and fighting them. They want you. They want to be able to punch you in the face and you not do nothing. You just stay there with your face all fucked up.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Or you try to register to vote. Landowners and local credit sources sometimes align with county officials and would evict or cut off anyone who housed civil rights workers. In one Alabama case, a black farmer was told by an FHA supervisor that if he rented land from a family active in civil rights, in fact, I may not let you farm at all. That's the power of the USDA.
See, this is the government. This is the government that's supposed to be representing you. So if you help black people, Get a leg up. We're going to destroy you. This is your fake government that never represented you ever. It's your fake government threatening you. If you help black people get a foot up, we're going to destroy you. Imagine, we don't and understand that. We're the only people in this fucked up country when they got the Charlie Kirks, your dumbass Candace Owens talking this fuck shit to your face. How racist this country, oh, things are not bad. You make this all made up. It's not true. Oh, you black people all complain, all that crazy shit. These dumbass immigrants say, because they don't know the history, the backstory, how your own government worked against you. Openly telling you, hey, nigga, if you help these other niggas get out of white control, we're going to destroy your black ass. But you listen to Candace Owens and Charlie, oh, that's all. You black people stop complaining so much. And you get the goopy nigga Caribbean, the goopy nigga African who ain't been here. Oh, you black Americans complain too much about these good white folks and all your opportunities you have. If you don't shut the fuck up because you don't know the history of the country, you don't come another man's house and make yourself at home and start talking shit to them. That's what a lot of you immigrants have done. And that's why you got no people helping you getting you up out of here. But because you haven't taken time to know the history, what happened, the idea that you think that white people were ever good is absolutely fucking psychotic to me. You fucking goopy Africans and you goopy ass Caribbean niggas. They've invaded Caribbean. They've had colonialism in Africa. And you still got the white man's dick in your mouth. I told you yesterday how they invaded Grenada. You still open your butthole wide open for them. It's crazy.
Exclusion from decision making, control over information, targeted retaliation, you could effectively immobilize the black farming community. And you can see the fallout on the map. Black land ownership peaked in 1910 at roughly 16 to 19 million acres. By the end of the 20th century, it was under 3 million. More than 500,000 black
we went
farms
backwards.
disappeared by 1950. And it
How about
wasn't
that?
weather or the market, it was discrimination sped up that loss. Heirs' property made squeeze even tighter. When land was passed without a will, families often lacked a clear title. No
Got
clear title
stolen.
meant no farming number. And without a farming number, you couldn't get access to USDA programs, emergency aid, or even loans. That legal gap fed partition sales and bargain basement auctions that broke up family land and scattered wealth. By the late 1990s, black farmers took the USDA to court. In Pickford versus Glickman, a federal judge found that between 1981 and 1996, USDA officials denied, delayed, or otherwise frustrated black farmers' applications. Thousands received compensation, but many did not. Documentation was hard to produce, and plenty of discrimination failed outside of the covered windows. More recently, Congress passed a targeted relief act for farmers harmed by discrimination, but lawsuits froze that effort, and the plan was replaced with a race-neutral assistance under the Inflation Reduction Act. Many farmers did get help, and many didn't get what they told was coming. All of this is not old, dusty history. In 2022, the improvement gap between white farmers and black farmers was still the widest of any group. A late loan could mean an entire missed season. You miss enough seasons, you lose your equipment or even your land itself. Researchers estimate that the long-term loss of black land and black farming income is well over $300 billion.
Of
In
course.
the end, two things
$300 billion you lost. $300
USDA
billion.
helped stabilize markets and fed families. And yet, for generations, it lose local power in ways that cut black farmers' odds of surviving and building wealth. That loss didn't stop at a fence line. It drained rural black communities across the South and beyond. And here's the truth. The USDA did not need a white-only sign to shut out black farmers. It centralized power in county offices, left decisions to white folks who already controlled the land, credit, and information. Bias and timing did the rest. Thank you. I'm your host, Country Boy.
That's our history for today. How the USA stole black land, literally, and you
Mhm.
can see throughout the history, throughout the years, how this has been done, literally. So I hope you've learned something out of it as we get into our conversation for today. I'm gonna start with the first video Keith shared with me, which he
Yeah, I'm
said
going to go to
should
the
be
first
able.
video real quick. Yeah. Go to the first video. Then I'm a segue into what we're talking about this disclosure. You guys have been on the internet. You guys see it's a big old hubbub about disclosure. I was going to share a video with Joby, but it's been taken down, right? It's been taken down already. They know. So you had this young white lady. Let me see what the video was. There's one white lady saying what I've been telling you guys. Talking to the new AI. What's the new AI called? Claude or some shit? Because they starting to realize that the Chat GPT shit is fake. So she was talking to Claude. Because she used to talk to Chat GPT, but she went over to Claude, and Claude was telling her there are entities she called what we call the demiurge, Yaldabaoth, and the archons are controlling this dimension from another dimension. That all you white people were created. See, the video got taken down. The white girl looking all crazy on him. Right? You white people were created to house demonic energy. That's what the AI told her, stupid. So, same thing black people told you forever. That you white people were created to house demonic energy. And that this is an illusion and a reincarnation trap. That's what the AI is telling her. That you're in a reincarnation trap. But not her, because she's white. You're going to come back over and over again because you don't exist outside of this illusion. Only black people exist outside of the illusion. So we exist outside of this illusion that was created by the demiurge or Yahweh, where the fuck you want to call this goddamn thing. So that video just came out yesterday and already it's been taken down. Completely taken down. I said, damn it, because AI was telling all this ancient African shit. I laughed. Look at the white girl's face. Like, what? I'm laughing. I said, damn. AI was telling her, yes, you're not, all this fake spirituality, you white people talking about this is a classroom. You got to pay off debt and karma. I told you karma's fake. Is it cause and effect? Yes. But karma, I'm going to come back because I did shit in past life. That's all fake. How you going to know what the fuck you did in the past life? Your mind is white. You don't know who you were in the past life. So how can it be any karmic debt? That's all fake. Created by the demiurge to keep you in this reincarnation trap. Coming back, die, coming back, die, coming back. So that's what the AI was telling this goofy white woman. She looked all crazy. He said, this is an illusion. There's no such thing as death. But he said, well, then how do we get it? He said, you want the truth? Yeah, I told you, you want the truth? A lot of you people see what you guys call NPCs, remember non-player characters. A lot of people on the earth are not human beings or what you think they are. He's talking about her. A lot of people walk around here don't have souls. I ain't think they're gonna take it. I knew they're gonna take it down, but I knew they're gonna take it down that quick. They took that shit down with the quick. So I went to City of Joby and said, video unavailable, gone. I went to the page, that video's gone. Because it's telling you, yeah. A lot of people you see walking around here, white people, they have no inner soul. That's why I told you, they have no inner monologue. Nothing's there. They're being downloaded information from this fucking demiurge. That's why they're so evil, so rotten, so wicked. Because this thing is vibrating shit from other dimensions, just like the CIA Gateway Protocol proved that well with Robert Monroe telling him leaving the body and seeing the demiurge. He said, hey, well, I told you guys go read the books by Robert Monroe. One one's called Far Journey. The first one's called Out of the Body. Second one's called Far Journey. The last one's called Ultimate Journey. I think it's number 2 in Far Journey where Robert Monroe says when he leaves out of his body, right, when you astral project, he said he went to go see, and he tell you this is a reincarnation trap. You die and you keep coming back. He tell you that shit in his book. This white man. And I know, that you're part of the reincarnation trap. You ain't never get out of here, white man. You're part of this illusion. So, he's telling, that's how the C member, because the CIA knows he's telling the truth, they go get Robert Monroe I asked the techniques of how's he doing this? How's he able to get out of his body? He told you I was syncing the right and left hemisphere through vibration, frequency. As Stowe told you in the book, Emerald Tablets, to lift your soul out of the body. Because the body is a magnetic field. It's a prison. Your soul is being housed in this prison when you come back. Your body is a prison. You are so inside this body, trapped in a magnetic field. But if you learn how to slip through the magnetic field, your soul can release from the body. It's all known. This all ancient African stuff. This all been known. Right? You've been told you through your fake goopy religions, your fake Christian sanity, your fake Islam bullshit. Is this evil? Is this the devil? How can you do this? This is make believe. No, it's all real. It's all supernatural. No, this is all natural for black people. Reason why you can't do it, because most of you are calcified, your pineal glands are calcified. You eat wrong diets, you don't do African traditions no more, you don't know how to vibrate on a certain level that allow you to slip out of your body. Your body is just a prison. It's a magnetic, you're in a prison. And when you die, you're released from the prison, and then you're trapped and thrown back into another goddamn body in another life. Because you are being energy harvesting. Shout out to the AI said that. Because the lady said, well, why are we just coming back and what's happening? The white lady all crazy. What's happening? Well, this thing, this demiurge, is harvesting your energy because it's connect out from source. Exactly, from true God. As your Dogon, your ancient African science told you millions of years ago. Ain't it funny? Everything the Africans told you always turned out to be truth, and you can prove it through science, through physics. All that fake Christianity shit, it's all fake, it's all phony. That fake Islam shit, it's all fake, it's all phony. Those things are taken from later scripts and then reincorporated into your goofy biblical text and your goofy Quranic text. But since you haven't done enough study, you get caught in religions that are brand new. All you gotta do, like Joe said, critical think. How can these religions be the word of God and they're brand new? None of these religions are BC, before the common era. They're all AD. So you mean this goofy God that you believe in ain't revealed itself until AD times? Because all your religions are AD. These are facts. I'm giving you facts. It's not my opinion. I'm telling you absolute facts. All the religions are AD. They're not even BC, right? So what kind of goofy God didn't tell the people that were living before AD times that he existed? And we talking about millions of years. Oh, let's say the white man gave that. Let's go his years. These are black people. Hundreds of thousands of years. So black people lived for hundreds of thousands of years and didn't know your goofy Jehovah, your goofy Allah, your goofy Yahweh, your goofy shit, right? Didn't know none of this crazy shit, right? So that's what I'm saying. Critically thinking, you would say, well, something's got to be wrong. Critically thinking, you would say, something's got to be wrong because true source, true creator would have revealed itself to me and you hundreds of thousands of years ago. That's logical. Why would the God hide from me for all many years and not let me know who the fuck he is? But the ancient text told you who and what it is, but you disavowed that. You now said that's evil. That's wicked, evil. But everything you learned, science backs up that your ancient practices were correct because it balanced out with physics. With physics. Physics already told you that you're light and energy cannot what? Be created or destroyed. And since you're African people, you've always existed. That's what physics is telling you. That's what your ancient African science has said. You were in the beginning with the creator of the universe because you're just a small portion of the creator of the universe. So as black people, you've always existed. Always. There's never been a time you have not existed. And since you've always existed, Your goopy book, how could you not exist? You say, oh, you're going to go to hell and not exist. If you've always existed, I want you to critically think here. I know a lot of you are stupid. If you've always existed, how can something that's always existed be non-existing? It can't. You've always existed. You're always going to exist. You're never going to be a time of not ever existing. But you've been given fake religions with fake hell beings and putting hell, you're not going to exist. You cannot not exist as a spirit, as a ball of light, as a ball of energy. Okay? But that's Africans been told you that. But remember, that was wicked and evil, that you've always existed. I know it's hard for you to wrap your mind around that. You've always existed, and you always will exist. There never will be no end for you. Will your body die? Of course. The body has a shelf life. You as an internal being don't have a shelf life. This body's going to die, and you're going to be released from this body, and you're going to exist. Of course, a lot of y'all who don't know anything, you're going to be scared that, oh, when the body dies, you're going to be in shock. Okay, when his body dies. And whatever goopy light you believe in, some Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, one of them motherfuckers gonna show up. Oh, my child, come and let's do your life lessons. And you're gonna go with that motherfucker, and they're gonna throw your punk ass back in another body. You're gonna say, you got some more things you need to work on. You failed some tests. And as you should know, as a source, a product of source, there's no test you've ever failed. You're completely complete. See, that's the fake demiurge giving you fake spirituality. Oh, you got to come back each life and learn lessons. There's no lesson you need to learn because you're complete already. You're part of the eternal flame. You're already complete. There's nothing you need to learn. You don't need to learn shit because once you die, all lessons have already learned because you're part of the source, part of the whole. There's no lessons you need to learn. Coming back and learn some lessons. I don't remember who the fuck I was in the last life. What lesson am I learning? What lesson? That's all fake. White people spirituality giving you from the demiurge. It's all fake to keep you die. Yeah, I gotta come back. And then when they show it, that's what they told me. I'm in my judgment. They're telling me all the good. I don't die, but I'm gonna learn all the bad things I've done to people. And they'll say, "Are you ready to go in your new body?" I'm like, "Yeah." And shoot your ass right back in another body and live another goopy life, right? Of despair, misery, hardship. Because you are an energy source. You're giving energy to this thing. So shout out to that AI. That shit was funny. It's gone. That white lady Spice was priceless. That's the first one I wanted to show. But of course, it said video unavailable, taken down. Because the AI told her the same thing I've been telling you. There's a demiurge, as your ancestors told you. You guys don't go back and get a lot of stuff you're going to have to, it's been tampered with. So you're going to do due diligence and go get Dogon ancient cosmology. A lot of it is fake. But through your discernment of getting a bunch of them, you'll be able to figure out where the truth lies. Okay? Through discernment, because you're smart enough to realize, oh, there's some fake shit here. You see it's close to the truth, but they're going to leave some stuff out because they know you're searching now. And that's why that video was taken down immediately. That video was taken down. Because that's who's running. That's who created all these Mzungus running around here. That's why the Mzungu's wicked. That's why the Mzungu is filled with demonic energy as though from lower dimensions. And this is what this disclosure is going to say. I'm talking about this disclosure coming up, right? This disclosures, they got all these passes running around here. Now I'm scared. Oh, these are demonic. This is the deception to go against Jesus. Because they were pulled into a meeting, allegedly, right? I'm just wondering why they're doing it now. That they took these passes around America, told them to get ready for a disclosure to tell them that you were created by interdimensional beings. They were. The Alcons created these people. With the help of some boot-licking handkerchief head niggas, too. Don't ever leave that out. Handkerchief head niggas had a part. That's why it's on the walls of Kemet. We create another white race. Why they call them the Tamahu, created white man. That's real. That is phonetics. That is linguistics. Tamahu exists. That word is real. When you look it up, it tells you created white man. So they know what the fuck they did. That word exists and is thousands of years old. Tamahu, created white people. That's real. Whether you want to acknowledge that or right, acknowledge that or not, that's linguistically a fact. That word exists. So why would the word exist and they know and they tell you what it means? So why would they make up a word, tell you what it means, and it not be true? Like this dude here, he's a created white man. He's created from the demiurge. What the fuck he saying?
I love how Keith doesn't care if he uses your videos. He's gonna throw you under the bus. It's crazy. He always gets me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always like, hey, he introduced me to Alex Jones. Now I became the Alex Jones. It's crazy. Anyway.
Well, truth is truth. so whether he's still talking that Allah shit, and Allah this and Minimala, with Allah, that religion created so much rape and murder on the African continent. It's unconsequential how much rape and murder this wicked ass religion has created for black people. The enslavement, the cutting off of penises. So he's suspect too. He's gonna tell you some righteous thing. Know that this motherfucker, this Umzungu, is created. Don't ever get that twisted. Because they say some good things. Don't ever get in the back of your mind that he's not created from the Archives. Don't ever, everybody can say some good things. Yeah, I still know you're created. You walk around here with, still got doodle in your butt, not clean, right? Shit, I'm gonna listen to some things you got to say. I know as a Mzungu, you're created. As AI said. They took down that video. So go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, mostly so-called white Americans. They get upset. They get upset when they see my talks. They get all sorts of negative emotions when I talk about the dismantling of America, the decline of America, the collapse of the United States, and so forth, the downgrading, the demotion of America as a global power. They get sad. They get hopeless. They get depressed, or they get defensive, or they get despondent. And I understand why. Because it has historically been their system. They got enough benefit from that system to make them actually believe more deeply in the myths around that system. Because of course it was a myth. It's always been a myth. It's never been anything but a myth. But they believed in it. The truth is they didn't enjoy benefits in that society because of democracy and freedom. They enjoyed benefits in that society because of mass murder. They enjoyed benefits in that society because of pillage, because of slavery and piracy and exploitation, and because of war and brutality. But they always thought that Uncle Sam was on their side, you see? They thought that they were the favorite nephew of their Uncle Sam. So when they see Uncle Sam, or when they hear me talk about Uncle Sam being amputated piece by piece.
Speed, I see you have a question about if the network is backed up. The network is working. The network is up and working. Everything is working. Everything is really working there now. I don't think there's any issue.
Yeah, it's been back up for a while.
Yeah.
It grieves them. You understand me? So I understand why the erosion of America, or the erosion of the myth of America, I understand why that bothers them and why they get all up in arms about it. I understand it. I understand why they get depressed. I understand why their feelings get hurt. There is no more indoctrinated people. There's no more brainwashed and no more psychologically and culturally misprogrammed people on the face of this earth than so-called white Americans. I've talked about that before. Like I say, the marauder mentality, the lack of development, so on, the lack of civilization, and what have you. The overwhelming majority, the truth of the matter is, the overwhelming majority of them throughout history have only ever been serfs, and they're still serfs until today. The truth of the matter is that they don't actually have a stake in that system either. They don't have a stake in the system either. The system doesn't care about them either. That's the facts. But to one extent or another, they have benefited from it, and more importantly, they identify with it, right? When the United States sends someone to the moon, they'll say, we landed on the moon. When the U.S. attacks another country, they'll say, we are at war. We are at war. When they talk about the American economy, they say, our economy, and so on. It's like a fan of a sports team or something. The fan of a sports team who imagines that he has some kind of a share in it anytime that team wins a game. You see, they identify with the American project as their project. So when that project degrades, they identify that degradation with themselves. It's personal. They take it personally. There's a sense of loss. There's a sense of disappointment. There's a sense of panic. But like I said before, what's happening in America is the onshoring of previously offshore colonization and extraction. And that's going to be applied across the board to all demographics. The neoliberal economic programs that they used to use to plunder countries all across the global south are now being applied at home, and that's going to intensify, and no one is going to be spared. You need to know that. No one is going to be spared. No one is going to have, protected hands-off status, because this is not being done for the sake of America. It's being done for the sake of a national capital. It's being done for the sake of the a national owners and controllers of global financialized capital who have completely untethered themselves from any sort of nationalism. They've untethered themselves from any sort of patriotism or any sense of investment in the old obsolete priorities of the American power structure. Well, who depended on that power structure all this time? What demographic depended on the power structure? Which one relied on the backing of that power structure all this time? Who's been the priority? What demographic group has been the priority of the power structure all this time? Who's always actually had the real protected, the real privileged status in that society? That's going away. Look, when I go through my comment section, who do you think I see? Who do you think I see most often talking about, I have to get out of this country? I'm planning on moving out of this country. Who do you think is melting down? Who do you see having meltdowns on social media
White
in
people.
public, screaming at
White
their
people.
phone camera, crying at their phone camera, yelling,
Pause it.
begging for-
Yeah. Hey, President, you see on their phone camera, what kind of goddamn economy, what kind of life is this? I'm white. I'm not supposed to live like a dirty nigga. I'm supposed to have money and have good food and a nice house and car. At least get some coochie. I can't get no coochie. I'm broke. No woman wants to talk to me. And you guys keep it. You guys don't know. Remember, they did the study about white men and their obsession, mostly with black men, right? And how they're feel inadequate. We've always known this because they said now they let a lot of the white people free. We got supposedly civil rights. They're afraid of the white man. The black man's dick is too big, so that's why they always they say the black man's dick is too big, and when he has sex with their women, that's why a white man won't touch a white woman because after he's had sex with a black man because he feels he can't satisfy her because the black man is tortured her coochie. So that's my. So that's they've been talking about. The white woman's coochie been tortured. So anyway,
someone to come, for anyone to come and save them. Begging for someone to come and fix things, to lead them, to rescue them. Well, you obviously know who it is. You know which people are doing that. It's the same people who never built anything for themselves. It's the same people who never had to build anything for themselves. I'm not saying this as a put down. Understand, I'm not saying this as a put down. It's just another data point. This is what I'm telling you. It's another data point. I'm saying that the way that that country is going, the direction that that country is going, the skill set of the oppressed is going to have a massive advantage over the skill set of the privileged. And like I say, again, this is when you see that hunter-gatherer mentality, that marauder mentality. I have to get out of this country, you see? let me get my passport and go somewhere else. If I'm not going to get my privileges, if I'm not going to get my comfort, if I'm not going to have my convenience catered to, then let me get out of here. Let me go elsewhere. Greener pastures, you understand? Scavengers. There's no patriotism. There's no nationalism. There's privilegism. There's get mineism. They'll drop that country. They'll drop that country the same way that their elites are dropping that country. You know, I mentioned before that JFK quote. I've talked about it a few times. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. But when he said country, he didn't mean you. He didn't mean African Americans. He didn't mean Latino Americans. He didn't mean Arab Americans or Asian Americans or Muslim Americans or anybody else. Country here refers to one specific demographic. It means ask not what white people can do for you, ask what you can do for white people. Yes, that's what it meant. That's what it means. Like I said, they identify with the country and they identify the country with them. And that's the only reason why they identify with the country. That's the only reason why they actually identify with the country, because the country has always meant them. So the minute it does not mean them, they're booking their flights out. They're booking their flights out of there. I told you they don't believe in anything. Listen to me. They believe in a full belly. That's what they believe in. They believe in what a wolf.
Balloon stomach. It's called that.
I'm not being racist. I'm not trying to generalize about white people. I'm not saying that they're genetically predisposed to that or something. I'm saying that their culture has let them down as human beings. Their culture, their system has betrayed them. It has betrayed them by never cultivating them, by never civilizing them properly, by teaching them.
They never got civilized.
And they're stealing and pillaging and appropriating
wrong.
and exploiting by teaching them that violence and colonization and so on, that all of these things are viable, sustainable, acceptable pursuits. And that they don't inevitably lead to where they have led, to the situation that they're in now. They were lied to and they believed it. They were lied to. They believed that they were told that skin color is a metric of value. Skin color is a metric of superiority or inferiority. They were taught that what you do has no consequences. You understand? They were taught that predation and plunder are actually successful, sustainable life strategies. And of course, this goes back to Europe. This goes back to Europe and their whole culture. I mean, until today, you all talk about your so-called enlightenment. Enlightenment.
Now, pause that. Now, remember, enlightenment came from the Africans. So that's why when you're in school, they're so wicked and so evil. So remember, the European is stupid and dumb, right? So in your schooling that we've got, all of a sudden they went through an enlightenment. They became smart. And never tell you it's because of the Africans going and teach them, how to read and write, how to bathe, how to do science and mathematics. All your colleges in Europe were created by African people. Oxford, created by the African. Cambridge, created by the African. First college in Paris or in France, created by the African. Then the ones that were down in Spain, like Salamanca, Cordova, Seville, Cadillac, Granada. So all these colleges that were created by the African, they don't give tribute to that's how they became enlightened. They didn't say, in your books, they say the Renaissance, white people were stupid, and all of a sudden they were smart. They went through a renaissance, a re-engagement, they called it. Well, when? They were never smart. Renaissance of what? What was the science? They say a renaissance, a re-engagement, a re-enlightenment. From where? From when? You were always stupid. What are you talking about? So they just got, they say it's just arbitrary. There was no outside force that engaged with the Europeans to bring them up to a level of non-savagery in education, right? And culture. Because remember at that time, the Europeans, like I told you, when we had Joe, like, reason for the bouquet of flowers and all their traditions are now given to you, and you know what they mean. They still kept their own tradition of them being stank and stupid. When you put flowers, you take flowers out because your coochie stink.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I didn't want to mention or comment on that. Was on Monday we were having that conversation. I didn't want to comment because I used to be a flower girl, and I was like, yeah, man. Growing up, I used to be invited in so many weddings because I was just a punctual girl, like, and I
Mhm.
never doing too much, just obeying the orders. So I was like, damn. So I was there throwing flowers to people whose women were coochie was
No,
smelling.
no, you clean now. That's from the tradition.
I
No, they're
know,
not.
no, like this is fucked up, you know. The fact that I
That's not
did
the
it,
day.
the fact that I did it, I felt kind of some type. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell these people today this story, but yeah.
You're not doing it now. You're clean. We're talking about the reason why they created it, Joe. Why they created it 600-700 years ago.
I
We're not
know.
talking about today.
What I'm trying to say is it made me feel some type of way because I've gone to so many weddings and I had to be a flower girl. And the fact that
Okay.
that happened, and of course, the fact that we do things without understanding history, I was like, damn, if people knew history, I would not have been a flower girl ever. I don't care if the kuchi was thinking or not. Shit, still.
Not no more. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. Not today. But we saying that's the reason why that's the reason why things happen, right? That's why
Yeah,
you do it. But
yeah.
anyway, but they're talking about the Renaissance, like you said, in the Enlightenment period, by never giving credit to the Africans who taught them. They completely eradicate that from history, right? Like he's talking about, what he's saying about the Renaissance, that they're still savage, but it's a savage in a suit. They never evolved into what we call becoming civilized.
Yeah.
They're still savages. That's why they still believe in rob, steal, kill. Like you said, that's still their tradition. Everybody went to Iran to go steal, to go rob and shit, blow up people, kill them, to steal their shit. Why they went down to Venezuela to kill them. And all these white people in America agree with it. You got Trump out here calling Venezuela the 51st state. White people, all of them agree with they're only mad about Iran because that's fucking up the oil prices, right? Their gas prices and causing inflation at the goddamn grocery store. Even if they could have went and beat Iran, stole their oil, white people wouldn't even felt no way about it. Yeah, well, that's right. We conquered some more fucked up people. Fuck them. Because they never got civilized. They still agree with stealing people's shit. I don't care if you're on the fake right or left in this country. They still agree with being thieves and murderers and all heinous shit. That's why the Epstein files is not a big deal. You see anybody get all mad about them fucking babies and eating them? Where's that at? No. They say, oh, well, we've always been fucking babies and eating them. We used to fucking eat niggas. Shit. Of course we're going to fucking eat a couple white kids, too. Shit. What's the difference? That's why they're not appalled by this. When Africans heard this, no matter what, like, what? What? Eating a baby? Fucking it? African mind can't even fathom that kind of evil. White people, that's another day in the park. You okay? You done with telling me about them fucking babies and eating them? Let me go to KFC and get me a 2-piece. Shit. Who didn't know they were fucking babies and eating them? Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Which you fully developed your absolutely most grotesque concepts of your so-called Western civilization. Literally the period when you came up with all of the theories and all of the philosophies and all of the models that fueled and that justified all of the crimes that you were committing at that time and all of your future crimes. White supremacy, racism, colonialism, imperialism, genocide, chattel slavery, wage slavery, the idea that the human being is nothing but an input for business, nothing but a resource for extraction, materialism, relativism, atheism, on and on. You call that enlightenment. You call that enlightenment until today. You brag about it. You're proud of it. When that whole period, all of the intellectual output of that period was just to manufacture rationales for being savage, for being brutal, and for being ruthless.
Exactly.
To make all of those inhuman traits and all those inhuman behaviors sound intellectual and sophisticated. Well, how did you think that was going to end?
Now pause that. Now I want you to understand that they're not human. This is what we're going to talk about, the disclosure. I want you to understand you're not dealing with a human being. Now, what you're dealing with is excuse me, guys. What you're dealing with is a humanized animal. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a humanized animal, and you can't distinguish that because it looks like you. Has 2 arms, a nose, fur on top of his head. You ain't got fur though. It's got fur on top of the fucking head. You know, it's got feet. But you're looking at a humanized animal, not a human being. As AI said in that video, you're looking at a goddamn NPC, a non-player character, with this with some fucked up energy housed inside of it with animal parts. Okay, this really fucked up. Right? Go ahead, Joe.
How did you think that was going to end? Where did you think that was heading? Wallahi, I tell you, any Muslim who had read the Quran could have told you that your project was doomed from the outstart.
See, he's talking about that wicked ass Quran, which is no better. That wicked. He's talking about his wicked ass. He's talking about his wicked ass book that's been involved in African slavery, murder, raping of African women, killing of African children. Talking about read his goopy Quran, that wicked ass piece of shit. Then you read that garbage. That hasn't taught these people how to be sad. There's another form of savagery. The white Arab who's not even Arab, right? Fake white Arab, who's mostly Turk, come from the steppes of Asia, who've taken over African culture. So enough of him, Joe. We're done with him. So because we're gonna run out of time, so I gotta say things about disclosure.
Like
So
the videos remaining.
I know. Play the next one real quick. See what the next one is. So let me see what this one is. Make no sense. Okay, yeah, pause. Now pause. Now you got this country guy. So now we know that there were a group of pastors in America that the Congress brought in for disclosure. Now I'm saying, I don't believe nothing they say. I don't believe none of it. But of course, white people get mad because they still believe this white man Jesus, their white man story, which is all fake. These are demons. Now now this what you see it. He's housed with demonic. All of them are housed with demonic energy. That's why they're white. See, melanin is a coating, guys. It's not just a color. Melanin is a frequency. It's a frequency of God. So that's why, unless you're on drugs, drinking a lot of alcohol, you're drunk, they can't house demonic energy into you because your melanin is a protective coat. And so to create other entities, they had to make it non-melanated, because you also, your melanin is what a magnetic field, right? So they can't just house other consciousness of low vibrational energy into your sphere or into your shell, unless you fucked up high on drugs or some shit, or drinking, you some kind of a drunk. Because if you don't know, like I told you guys years ago, you have an aura field around you, and the way you poke holes in your aura, this is science, so don't go crazy. You don't know this. You have an aura. This is an invisible magnetic shield around your body, and the way you punch holes in it is by being on drugs, drinking alcohol excessively, having, and that was me, having a bunch of sexual partners, shooting out your sperm, having a bunch of sexual partners. I didn't know none of this yet. When I was younger, I had a lot of sexual partners. So when you have a lot of sexual partners, you're weak in your aura field. That allows these entities from other dimensions to house themselves into your body. They can match your frequency, and that's what demonic possession really is. So when we're looking at the church or the Catholic Church, it's Hegelian dialectic. They know all this. They've stolen all our tablets, all our information. So you think they're fighting against Jesus and the thing? No, they're part of the motherfuckers putting the demonic energy in that shit. Because the church is evil, it's wicked. The ones at the top, they know why the church was created. Not the average Bazungu. He believes in this bullshit. He believes that the white man is a god. He was some kind of goofy guy with fur on his hair and get lice. That's why they hate you. You don't get lice on your hair. Imagine these motherfuckers walk around bugs in the head. These guys got bugs all in their fucking head because we know this animal genetics. And when I tell you animal genetics, this is real. This is shout out to the AI that they cancel, right? This is real. Human beings don't get bugs in their fucking head. We don't get fucking bugs because we are human and we have actual hair and not fur. But they never want to mention that to you in none of their movies, right? About them having fur. And they get bugs in their head because they have fur, like an animal. So that means they're what? Created from animal genetics. These are facts, whether you like it or not. I'm not giving any race. It's not racism. I'm telling this is factual or it's not. Because as an African, I have no hate for nobody, right? Because no one's worth our hate. But we're going to be factual. Because you cannot get bugs in your head like an animal unless you're carrying animal genetics. So we know everything our ancestors said was real about the Tamahu and some motherfuckers being created. And that's what's happening now with disclosure. See, the white man don't want to admit it. Oh, these are demons. That the disclosure telling them that you were created. And we know they were created with Bigfoot genetics. We know they got Bigfoot in this motherfucker running around here. Because they found, you got to TikTok, they found Bigfoot. Bigfoot, like I told you, is a Neanderthal. Everybody don't want to tell you Bigfoot. They want to, oh, Bigfoot ain't real. Oh, we don't. They want to make fun of Bigfoot because that's their genetics. A Bigfoot is a Neanderthal, and that's in them. Africans don't have Neanderthal genetics. The monkey gene. They like to call black people monkeys, but we're the only people that don't have monkey genetics. See, monkeys don't have hair like us. They have hair like them. Apes don't have hair like us. They have hair like them. Apes don't have lips like us. They have lips like them. And so disclosure is telling them that they were created by the demiurge. Shout out to AI. Said, you're created by the demiurge. They would say all human beings, no, not black people. All other people, Asians, East Indians, you're created by the demiurge and the archons. That's why you got fur on your head. Disclosure's telling you that. Go ahead, Joey. Go ahead and play it.
Okay.
Was also at the meeting. His name is Larry Ragland. Check out the clip.
I did to come to a private meeting with a group of men who are connected with the intelligence world that are believers, but are still have very high security clearance. These are legit, true men of God that are still connected to Washington and even this current administration and all branches of military. And they literally told us, we had a sitting congressman, a very well-known congressman from Missouri. He called into that meeting as well. That was just for pastors. And this is what he said. On speakerphone, this sitting powerful member of Congress said, are the pastors listening to me? I'm getting chills right now because this happened to me. He said, are the pastors in the room listening to me? And I said, yes, sir, we are here. And he said, listen to me. Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. The narrative that is coming, what they are going to say is going to be like nothing you can even imagine. They are preparing to tell us that they are from another dimension, that they are our creator. And
they're your creators. So we know. Now we know the creation is real. We know that's real. See, scientifically, whether these motherfuckers wasn't created or not, we're going to say that's speculation, okay? We're going to know something created you. We know it's a fact. That's why you got fur. You know, your fur is kind of fucked up. You're almost going bald. You know, your fur is all fucked. There's still fur on your damn face. You have fur on your body. That's why most white people are hairy as shit. We don't get hair. You don't find no hairy African. A bunch of hair on our chest, down our backs, all that. You people have fur. You were created. Yes. Were they interdimensional beings? I don't know. Or were they aliens from another planet? Some say you created by aliens from another planet. Some say you were created by the demiurge with international beings. Now we might, like, that's all speculation, but we do know that you people were all created. We do know that. That you're not Homo sapiens sapien. We know that. That's why you don't have the, so ain't nobody go get no genetic, they tell that old fake ass black people were in the snow. That fake evolutionary story that's non-scientific. It's all fake theory. Well, it's a theory. And everybody can prove black people were in the snow and became white and their face got, and their hair and shit became fur. How'd that happen? How'd we get fur because of the damn cold? That's a lie. You can't get fur because of temperature. Your hair is fur. So you don't get slanted eyes becoming an Asian because of the temperature. It's all lies. They know it's lies, but they got to keep that up, right? Full disclosure, because they were created. That's full disclosure, because the evolutionary story is idiotic. But to go to any science course, any academic course, you must agree with this lie. And it can be easily debunked because when you get white skin on the planet, there is no ice age. White skin on the planet is relatively new. So there's nobody black going up in Europe and becoming a white man. They tell you the nose gets thinner. But okay. See, they mess up because they don't think you know biology, because the whole biology changes. That don't happen because no climate adaptation. Your biology doesn't change because climate adaptation, that you're in a different climate. Your melanin doesn't change. They have pheomelanin, which is animal melanin. We have EU melanin, which is human melanin. So that don't happen because of different climate. They have pheomelanin. You understand this? That's animal melanin. That's a fact. So all this fake story they give you about this evolutionary nonsense, it's a lie. Because all non-Africans have pheomelanin. This is a fact. You can go look that up. That's animal melanin. All Africans, see, shout out to you goofy FBA morons, don't want to be African, then you got pheomelanin. And you got fur on your fucking head then. Because if you're not from the African or the Negroid race who has EU melanin and no animal component, right? Africans don't have animal component in our genetics at all. So when you got the people that got monkey genetics and them calling us a monkey, it's ironic. All these white people and Asians call black people, African people, monkeys, and we're the only ones that don't got ape or monkey in our genetic makeup. All of them do. They have the Bigfoot, which is the Neanderthal. They want to tell you Bigfoot's a loot. We know Bigfoot is real. And a Bigfoot is nothing but a Neanderthal, guys. They don't want to call it what it is. Don't call it a Bigfoot. Call it a Neanderthal. And that's in all of their genome. That's nothing being racist. That's a fact. They know they got between 5 and 15%. They want to tell you 3. It's a lie. It's more than that. 5 and 15%. They got that damn fucking ape up in them. These are facts. That's why they're warmongers. That's why they like to kill and rape, murder, and don't nothing change from that. You can't change that because it's in the genetic coding. You can't soothe the wild savage, the wild beast. You can't soothe that. You talk about, we can change it. You can't change nobody's genetics because they got Neanderthal in their genetics. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, play it.
Okay. A minute. Okay. Got it.
There is no such thing as God. Jesus was invented by them. The Bible was invented by them.
There's no such thing as a creator power. There's no such thing as their fake God. That's what the aliens. There's no such thing as your fake God. Your fake Jesus. Your fake Allah. Your fake fucking Jehovah. All that fake ass shit. Because that's new. And you have critical thinking. You should know it's fucking fake. You should know. These guys in your book of race. These guys are jealous, racist, third bloodthirsty murderers. What fucking kind of God is this? What kind of divine being is this? Is a bloodthirsty murderer and rapist. Tell you go wipe out whole people and rape them, rape their women, steal their land. That's in your goofy books. That's in your goofy Quran. That's in your goofy Bible. What fucking kind of goofy God is this? It's not. Go ahead, Joby.
Prepare the people for what is coming because they're not ready. But he loved us so much. He made sure that he told us exactly the blueprint to study. Mm-hmm. He said, study the days of Noah. And if you can understand how Noah responded, that's how you're going to have to respond. And I believe
days
what
of
God
Noah.
is doing in the body of Christ.
There's no.
Why would they be telling
Noah.
us this now? You have people in the church. Yeah, you're telling me that we're created by interdimensional beings and God is made up by them? What the heck? Daddy, are we going to get breakfast after this?
See, pause. See, as a white man, he
Yes.
can't believe. Pause. As a white man, he can't believe that. But whether we say that's true or not, right? See, that's the cognitive dissonance of these white people, since they've had power for the last 500 years, right? But they can do genetics. He knows he's a Neanderthal. He knows this. These are facts. He knows he's got fur on his fucking head. That's a fact. He knows he's got animal genetics in his body. That's a fact. How'd that happen? Did it come from black people? You say you come from us? Where'd the animal genetics come from? Because we don't got animal genetics. See, they don't ever, see, I told you cognitive, and they never want to, where do you come from? In fact, they never can tell you. They will tell you, they know evolution's a lie. Where do you come from? They'll just cut that out. We say, oh, they got us. They think they got us. Your genetics show, sir, that you're created. Your genetics say you're created. Oh, they didn't get you. No, we're not saying we don't know who did it, whether it be interdimensional demons or space aliens. But we do know that you're created. We do know that. We know through science that you're created. And you got fucking fur and you get lice in your goddamn head. Like an animal, like a horse, like a cow, like a goat. You get lice like a cow, a goat, and a fucking wolf or whatever the hell. You get that. That's a fact. You know, like a Bigfoot. You get lice like a Bigfoot. Go, Jim. Go next.
Okay, let me go. This is the next one.
Yeah.
Let me cue the third video.
Niggas, I think I only sent you 4.
This has to be one of the greatest of our lifetime that's happening.
See, it's deception. One of the greatest deceptions, because they can't get rid of my Jesus and me being white. Me because see around his face, that's fur. That's fur, guys. That's just a fact. His mustache, his hair. He can take a sample. That's fur. Now either it's true or it's not, and we know this is true. The shit on his face is fucking fur, not hair. Only people, remember, they hate black people. Only people got hair on this planet are black people. The stuff they call nappy and try to put down. Or when they call you nappy head hoes, your head is nappy. Our hair is kinky for a reason, because it is a conductor of light. Because we're created by the real creator of the universe, the source. So we conduct light energy. Our hair coils like a power station coils, because we are a conductor of light. That's why our hair is curly. Theirs is not. Their head is dead, like fur, like an animal. Either that's true or it's not. Has nothing to do based on any race. See, I'm going to tell you, it has nothing to do with any racism. Either that's true or it's not. Either it's factual. They don't want them to know this is factual. And if it's not, why you take down videos? Either it's true or it's not. It's nothing to do about being racist. You people are the ones racist. Everybody treat everybody equal. You people are the ones don't treat people equally and fair based on your race. So everybody else is a non-human being. You found the Africans the only true human being on the planet. All you other people have admixture of animal. And that's factual. Either is or not. And all you people with your mixed babies, they got Neanderthal in them. Okay? Whether you like it or not. See, they try to get out at the one drop rule. That's bullshit. And you sleeping with a white person, an Asian, whatever, then come out a black woman that has what? The animal genetics. You mix your genetics with an animal. And they have Neanderthal genetics. That's a fact. So spare me with the mulatto shit. Spare me. They have now Neanderthal genetics. That's a fact. Okay? It's a fact. Go ahead, Joby.
of you are at risk of being deceived by this
Deceived.
alien extraterrestrial UFO UAP conversation based on the information that's been entrusted to me and the men here by credible sources. If you are a born again believer, I'm telling you, most
Born again
people are
believer, these are
asking the
demons.
wrong question. They're asking, is this real? And we
They know it's
know
real.
that this is real.
But,
The right
yeah,
question is,
yeah. We
what
know it's
is
real. We know exactly. We know it's real. We know you people are created. We know that's real. Okay? We know that's fuck whether you believe in Jesus, Allah, whatever goofy shit you believe in. We know that you people walking around here were created by something, someone, some being, something. We know that. Go ahead, Joe.
It's on aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a
I think they're demons. I think they're
Ancient
demons.
demons in New Days. They changed their
ancient
costume,
demons.
but it's the same spirit behind that costume. The impending battle is not light versus
No,
dark. It's
that is
light
demonic
versus
entity.
false light. That's always how Satan comes up.
Light versus false light. No, no, crazy. Now we know it's demonic energy. It has nothing to do with the demons. They talking about that goofy Bible shit. That's a lie. See, it's funny. All these texts are new. And then when they meant all this bullshit, they remember because all these other people are new to the planet. They're new. Caucasian race, Asian race, East Indian new. Okay. So you got this congressman right here. This American Congress telling the truth.
2 weeks ago.
He telling you it's the truth that they've already briefed him about them being created and hybrids. So that's them telling him. I'm sorry, Joe. That's okay. They're him telling they all you motherfuckers are hybrids, right? Nothing racial. All you non-Africans are hybrids. You've been created. You've been back crossed with ape, baboon, Rhesus Pieces monkey, Rhesus monkey, Rhesus macaque, and all other kind of crazy shit. That's in your genome. It's there. So that didn't happen to no evolution. Africans didn't start fucking a macaque and a damn Bigfoot and make you. If that's the case, explain the white skin again. How'd you become white? If a black man went up in Europe and fucked the goddamn Bigfoot, explain the white skin. The baby would be black, wouldn't it still? And damn sure didn't come to no damn ice. Because I'm cold. Shout out to Bobby Hemming talking about the damn Eskimos up in Alaska. They're still mixed with a little bit of brown. It ain't our melanin, but they're brown and they've been there forever. They ain't go white. Well, that's a lie. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. We're going to play. That damn, somebody's probably honking their horn out there.
Yeah, there's the matatu. It's making the hell out of noise like the hell.
Alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there's somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
So there have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about? A form of life that is not earthly, or just something mechanical that's not earthly?
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
The way you described this, whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah.
Should we believe that? That's the part where it seemed alarming.
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. I just don't see that. And I think that I just think, but I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
What I want to make sure I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you,
well, he's a member of the government, he's Congress,
I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living
now pause it. Living creature, pause that. No, they're human. They most likely be human. Remember, I showed you with Joey about a couple of years ago. We showed you guys about how Inky was coming up from the depths of the Mediterranean in that flying saucer, and those guys were in the boat and they couldn't hear it. They couldn't see the flying saucer coming up out of the ocean. He was underneath their ass. That was real. So we talking about the Anunnaki. So they said they all name it the Anunnaki. Enlil, Inky. Enlil's now become Jehovah, your fake God. See, the white man's got to keep on this fake religion going. Oh, is it enemies of demons? We know that they're demonic energy, but it's not the shit you talk about in your goofy Bible. That these are low vibrational energy that comes from other dimensions, lower dimensions, right? But Inky and Enlil come from other galaxies. We're talking about another part of this galaxy. Because being interdimensional, you don't need any kind of damn flying saucer or any kind of equipment to get the fuck here. You just walk through a portal. You just match the vibration, the frequency with this dimension. I'm sure to be some kind of gateway to get through this bitch. Some kind of portal, right? Some kind of frequency transaction going on, a transmission. But it scares the hell out of white people. They've been giving all secrets. They've been on top, we should say, all the lies and craziness they've been told. In their minds, they really believe there's some kind of special God. Everything in their genetics tell them that they're lesser than everybody else, right? But in their psychological makeup, they really believe that they're a high IQ, most intelligent, the most greatest people. And so this shit coming out too, I'm not saying, because I'm still suspicious, why are they releasing it now? Why are they letting them know now with all the Epstein files? Well, let me try to wrap this up before we got to get out of it. So let me wrap up what we know is true. So, because we're going to do from the peripheral, because we can't know everything, right? But what we know is true. We know the entities and Africans created a bunch of fucking people. These things we know are true just through biology. Okay? We know that's true too. We know all these goofy religions are lies. We know that. Whether you like it or not. These things that we're going to put the things that we do know that we can prove, right? So we do know the reason why all these kids are coming up missing. We know they've been eating babies and drinking the blood. That's all came out Epstein files. So it's not allegedly. So we know why they're doing it because of what they're talking about, this interdimensional beings, this demiurge that they sacrifice the children to because of what? It's a burst of energy. Remember, the body is just a shell. Inside it is housed energy. So you release the energy so these entities, these demons, these archons can feed off energy because our ancestors to our ancestors that this demiurge has been disconnected from true source, true creator of the universe. It was disconnected. So it can't get energy like we do from true source. So it created these entities, these other people in the black realm, I want to call the earth, to cause us to be disengaged and to keep us in a low vibrational state so it can feed off our spirit energy, right? That's why we're now in a reincarnation trap and can't get out of it, because if we ever got it, the energy cycle breaks and all these fucking things cease to exist. They die because they're not connected to the true creator. They're supposed to die out. The demiurge is supposed to get the fuck out of here. Supposed to die. But they created a system, an illusion that we live in, this illusion of birth, death, and recycling. Birth, death, recycle. Birth, death, or recycle. So we know that they've been drinking blood. It's factual. No more allegedly shit. It's all factual. We learned this through the Epstein file. But we already knew this before Epstein. Epstein just corroborates what we've already known. No one can call you crazy no more. We're just corroborating what we've already said for years now. It's just that Epstein has now put the damn seal of approval on what they call conspiracy nuttery or conspiracy talk, because we know they've been sacrificing children. They've been fucking babies. We know this, right? Because we're adults here, right? So we're going to tell the truth. So with them doing this gives out electrical charges to things you can't see, what we call the demiurge, demons, or whatever, from lower vibration or lower dimensions. See, we know this is true. We know dimensions are true. No more. That's your child. We're not going to argue with no more childlike people in the head. If you're over religious, you're in the wrong damn chat room. You fucked up in the head. Go seek some help. Go get a goddamn psychologist, because you're an idiot. Especially in 2026. If you're over religious right now, 2026, you need to put your head in a bucket and then fill it with water. Anyway, so these things we know are factual. Because you would ask them, why are they having sex with children? Why are children being eaten and murdered? Because it's to create what we call adrenochrome, right, to scare them, to burst of energy. So why are they doing that? So it's to feed this demonic energy that we're talking about. That people say, oh, you were crazy. It didn't exist. Well, fuck, we know it exists. You know the demiurge is real. Shout out to the AI. They don't want you to know that. That's why they struck down that white girl's video just asking a question. What's actually ruling the world? What actually runs everything? And then, she knows she's going to get all that demiurge talk. She said, what lies behind the veil? What actually runs the world? And the day I said, you want to know the truth? So yeah. Well, there's an unseen force known as the demiurge that sits outside this dimensional sphere that controls it and creates the elite answer to it. That's right. That's why you see all the elite with all what sacrificing children, fucking up, eating babies, drinking blood, causing all these kind of crazy ass problems. There's always a war going on. These are energy bursts to feed this wicked ass energy, right? This demiurge energy. You see, now too much is known because we're in the age of what? Of the knowing, the Aquarius age. As you try, oh, that's not real. That's all that horoscope talk and blah, blah, blah. This is all based on ancient African science. They don't want you to know that. It ain't nothing to do with no European. They didn't even exist when this information was being put down hundreds of thousands of years ago. Understand how the universe works, what energy's coming at what time. What energy hitting the planet? They got more out here talking about the flat Earth and the flat Earth and the goddamn wall behind the flat Earth nonsense. Okay, whatever. We know different times, energy changes on the Earth, and that causes the age that we live in. So we knew when it created the religion. Because of the Piscean age, that's why Jesus was what? Identified as the fish. That was a Piscean age. And if you go back and understand what was happening in the age of Pisces, what energy, that was the energy, the year of deception. That's why you can create these fake religions. That was the ages of deception, non-knowing. Now, Aquarius, now you're in a new age, you're in the age of what? Of knowing, of disclosure, of lifting the veil of lies. Well, how you know you're in the age and what energy possesses that age? Because as African people, you've already mapped this. You've already lived through these ages over and over again. The great year cycle. You've already lived them. That's why you could map them and name them and knew what would happen at what time. You already did this. So that's why you see all this shit that so we know the age of Aquarius, what the age of awakening. Now everybody, Africans are starting to wake up. Talking about aliens and shit. Talking about motherfuckers eating babies and fucking them. All this disclosure's coming out. All this shit, because you're in the age. This is the energy of that age. That's why this is real. And your Africans are the ones who wrote these ages down. Hundreds of thousands of years, probably millions. I don't know, probably millions of years ago. African wrote all this information down because he's the only one that lived through all these ages of time and understanding. At this time, this happens at this age. This is the mindset at this age. This is the mindset at this age. And you see, this is true. Go back and study the Piscean age and see why you had these goofy religions and why they were not going to be able to allow to last in what you call the Aquarian age, because too much knowledge and information was coming. So the Christian sanity was not going to work. It's going to die out. Islam is going to die out. Buddhism is going to die out. Hinduism is going to die out. All these fake religions are going to go because they're non-truthful. And it can't sustain the energy of this age of Aquarius. That's why all this stuff is. That's why they started to know. They're created. You're not going to be able to stop that's coming. That they are created. That's not Keith saying that. That's my ancient African ancestors. Joby was probably there cooking these motherfuckers up past like 5, 6, 8,000 years ago. Right? So let me go wrap it up. Let Joby go read the last comment, wrap it up.
I was not involved as we literally get closer to winding up. I'll just continue. I'm going to wrap it up. Finish your point.
No, that's it. That was my point.
All right. Okay. But shout out to everyone with us. John Mosquito, Jiba Jaba, shout out to Byron, shout out to Danny and Sister Michelle. I see earlier we had Jason saying, my father told me about his father, Mr. Arthur, born in 1895 to 1969. His parents brought some cotton plants in pottery for plants to what? California back then, and his father parents worked on cotton field. Grammar again, kindly. Just a little bit, Jason. But I also see Jibajaba says, my grandparents grew up sharecropping cotton and tobacco in Georgia and Virginia. And I think that's, of course, from the first video of the land grabbing from the USA. John Mosquito again. Jason says, the Matrix movie shows the soul and the spirit leaving the white dude went through the illusion and seen them eyes. And Transmit says it's reincarnation. Is reincarnation bad for the melanated ones with the real souls? I don't think it's bad, because I think with the real humans, so why would it be bad? It wouldn't be bad, because I think for me, understanding history, the only people who cannot reincarnate back, it's white people with the original human beings existence. So there's nothing bad about it if you ask me, or understanding your question correctly. I also see 10 Speed says we must get free from our energy being harvested, so knowledge will free us. I think that's a question. I do believe so. From the points Keith has been mentioning, not just today, but a couple of times, there's a lot of things we need to do. There's a lot of changing we need to do. There's a lot of things we need to do to change our lifestyle for us to acquire so much knowledge that we don't have as Black people, because it starts from the food, what we drink, what we consume in our brains. There's so much, if I'm understanding what you're trying to ask. So we have to do right, to live right, and to get the knowledge we have. Because personally, I'd say one thing I've attested with, I'd say detoxing. I believe in detoxing so much. You can't tell me anything. I can be fucked up for like 3 months, 4 months, even a whole year. But the moment I'm saying I'm going to detox, I see the magic of it. Trust me. Because it's like you're freeing your body from so much. That's one thing I've witnessed, the magic of it. And I keep telling people about it, and they think it's a joke. Personally, I've seen the magic of detoxing, or keeping away from so many things that keeps us on a low vibration, including
Of course.
food, drinks, and all that. But the moment I'm saying I'm not gonna do this and this and this and this, and I'm really keeping up from this, I see so many changes in my life. Like for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. It's spiritual like that. But I also see Jibba Jabba says Jesus comes when you are ready to receive. Yeah, I guess so. I've been waiting to receive all my life. Where is he? I don't see nothing. My hands are empty. I'm begging. Where are they? Shit. But I also see
It ain't gonna work because SpongeBob ain't real.
Anyway, Tenspeed said, I've always wondered how about the souls born in retarded bodies in the soul interpayment. I don't think do we really get to reincarnate bodies that have existed before? I don't think so.
No, you're not.
Right?
No, you're not existing in the body. No, you talking about demonic energy? What are you talking about, Chimp? You talking about you don't go in nobody else's body. Your body's new. It's a new baby. You're a new baby being put back in another body because you're just energy going back into a new woman somewhere in the world. But the only thing you're not gonna be able to, because it's energy, you're gonna come back as black. Because they like to tell you, no, I was white and I was black and I was a slave and I came back white. Nah, ain't no energy energy shifting shit. Ain't none of that bullshit. No, if you're black, because you're the God, it's about energy. You can only be born by a black woman, not a white woman, ever. So that's why I told you. Your fucking mixed kid ain't black, because the energy don't match. That's that bullshit. Again, the more I was doing more research on that shit. I was like, nah. These Moors are completely fucking wrong. You couldn't make no fucking you can't make a cave beast into a human being. Can't match the energy.
Jibba Jabba says the average length of the white sex is 3 minutes. I've been told that's by white men and their women.
It is because remember because they're inadequate because they're not true human beings, and that's when. See, I'm not trying to. So we keep laughing. They're inadequate because they remember you're talking about something that's just created. It's not a natural thing. So everything's remember they have no rhythm. So remember when this women, I don't know, Joey, women could tell if you could have good sex if you dance, if you had good rhythm, right? Dancing, right? So imagine, so imagine you're talking about the rhythm that other people can. What did Joey?
I'm saying 3 minutes on me. I'm cheating on you. Even 10 minutes. I'm cheating on you. I'm sorry. I'm cheating on you.
You're supposed to get cheating. You're supposed to get rid of it.
Yeah, before I get rid of you, I'm cheating on you. That's the thing for me.
That's bad sex. So with them not having rhythm as a people, they're not natural people. So the sex is always going to be inadequate. That's why they got to take all that Viagra. Remember, Viagra has melanin in it. You guys can look that up to keep the penises hard. It has melanin in it. So with them not being able to and that's why hold on before we leave, let me put this up, Joe, just for a second. Go to TikTok. Say go to TikTok, go to TikTok, say white woman says white men feel inferior to black men's sex, or say penis size. And she'll tell you just the sex really.
amount of times I've been on dates with white men and they've asked me if I've dated black guys before is ridiculous. I was on a date with this white guy in Chicago last year and he goes, so who do you typically date? The guys that look like me? I knew exactly what he was getting at because most white guys will ask this question at some point because they're trying to figure out ultimately if you're quote tainted. I literally said to him, does it bother you that you think about black men so much more than they will ever think about you? And that ended the conversation, but obviously we didn't go on a second date and I do think he was pretty offended by that. But the amount of white guys, even who are quote liberal, liberal who are genuinely threatened and intimidated by you going on a date with people of color is ridiculous. Because it's not just black men. If they find out that you've dated a South Asian man or you've been on dates with women, specifically women of color, they will react similarly. Although it is obviously the most pronounced and genuinely disgusting that they will look if you say that you have been on dates with black men. But this is just one example of white men trying to figure out the quote purity of the white women they're seeing. And it's a way of resource guarding their own women because they don't like white women seeing other races or other genders.
All black men do not have big dicks. They don't. They don't. So, but you know, I've dated a lot of white men and they be having.
The amount of times I've been on.
I would love to know why they're so obsessed with a 6-inch member, because literally that's not even enough to some women. It is to some. It's not. I have an ex that had a 12-inch one and it still wasn't worth staying. Yeah, 6 inches is no big deal.
Personally, I'd say a big dick scares the shit out of me, man. I'm not gonna give too many details, but there's a time I had to run away from someone because that shit was so big. I was like, nah. This person is about to destroy the shit out of me, and I can't do this. I can't do this. Because I feel like also for women, you know yourself, what you can tolerate and what you can't. That's just the difference. Or maybe, I feel like women, we know ourselves, you know? There are women who like the big cocks. There are women who like small cocks. There are women who like, you know, not small, not big cock. It's just the right size. I don't know what's the inches.
There's no woman like no small.
There are women who do that. You know, that men, personally, I'm gonna do the average, all right? I'm not gonna
what's the average? How you know what the average is?
I don't know what's exactly. That's exactly. I don't know what's the average, but I know the size I can handle when I see it. There's a TMI I'm giving y'all that I've never given y'all, you know? There's someone I had to run away for my life because I was really scared for real. I was traumatized. Like, what? Nah, hell no. I don't even remember the excuse I gave, but I ran away. I ran away. I couldn't.
You ever ran away from that monster? You ever ran away from that monster? Was traumatized.
I was really messed up in the head. I was like, what the hell did I get myself into? What the hell is this? You wanna kill me?
That's a black man.
Nah, you wanna kill me? Nah, I'm not doing no donkey cock. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's pretty much average. I think the average size is like 5 3/4. That's just a regular dick.
That's a donkey cock over there. Shit. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. That'll be crazy. Oh my God.
I know what I can handle, what I can't handle. Like, man, because there's some things that give you pain instead of pleasure. You know, I don't want pain, I want pleasure. So I'm not trying to give myself pain where I can't walk. I'm sitting there for hours trying to let my coochie breathe because of the pain. Shit. I'm not doing that. Hell no. I'm done. You know, I can't do this. Yeah, that donkey cock, exactly, Jason. It's a donkey, horse cock. I'm not doing that. I know what I like.
If they're gonna love the black man, that's what's gonna have to happen to them.
Like the other lady said, I don't want to play a video, but it's true. Not all men have big cocks. Not all black men have big cocks. And I've also met a tiny cock, and I was like, hell shit, nah, nigga. What the hell?
Speak for yourself, Joby.
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself. That's why I'm being honest.
We'll wrap it up, guys, with Joey's introspective about donkey cocks. Much love, guys.
Much love, family. I was
I'm thinking about Joey's mom. Thinking how to tell Joey get out of the situation. How she excused herself from the dude because obviously he had to be naked. He had to be naked. His penis already out.
He was already had, and I'm looking at that shit. I'm like, nah. I don't remember the excuse for real. I walked out.
How did you get out of that?
I can't remember. Being honest, I'm trying to trace back the memory, but I just know I walked because I was really traumatized. Like really like nah, hell no.
He's already butt naked waiting. He's like, so Joby laughed about me with the candle. So Joby did her own sneak thing out, got out of there.
Family, this is a beautiful day. Tomorrow on the Culture Show.
Much love, guys. Yeah, tomorrow's the music show, guys. Remember, join Joby on TikTok. Join Joby on TikTok, guys, on the Culture Show. And where she won't be fighting out donkey cocks.
No.